What we call bluegrass music started when Earl and Bill stepped on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry for the first time.
I don't think
and you're the one that was responsible.
I don't think there's any question about it being in the ground floor. I feel like it maybe it really started taking a hold when Lester, Earl and myself started in Bristol.
Well, we can look back over all the years that we spent in. We have a lot to be thankful for.
Oh, yeah.
Really, we've all been truly blessed with
we surely have. Those of us that are able to get out and go to so many of them friends of ours that passed on, and God has blessed us to be able to have enough help to get along. It's just something you just can't thank him enough, really.
Yeah, sometimes I think if this music sort of keeps you
so.
Going.
I get it.
That gonna be all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it now.
Can you tear that fiddle up on them? You gonna play it too?
Yeah, play it twice, and then. I gotta go to the bathroom.
And while you go, I'm gonna tell a story on you. And no, I want you to hear this, boys. In 1961, I decided to hire country acts. I'd been doing bluegrass a lot. I was gonna hire one for flat rate, and it was Ray Price. He came to Danville, Richmond, Virginia, and Salem, Virginia, and played in a ballpark. Ray Price had just hired a bass player that week. Buddy Spicher was with him. When we got to Salem the third day, I thought the guy was knocked out. Man, and I had Reno and Smiley, you know, was on King Records.
Yeah.
So you and Mac McGahey, Mac was the fiddler of that, he loved you, and then y'all was talking. I thought, well, I can go to him and maybe get the other guy to. So I came to you and said, who is the bass player? And you told me, I said, he write them songs? Yeah. I said, well, I might could get him on King Records. Go over and tell him if he'll send me a tape, I'll try to get him on that. Well, you got, no, I don't know him. All right, so he walks over and tells the bass player, and the guy thinks he might get you on King Records if you send him a tape, I think. The guy comes over and talks to me. He sent me a tape. I sent it to King Records. They sent it back, couldn't use it. Cashbox Magazine, 2 or 3 months later, had an article. They were going country records. Liberty. Joe Allison was A&R man. I mailed that tape to Joe Allison, and that's how Willie Nelson got on Liberty Records.
Wow, that's a great story. Wow, true story.
He got a call from Nashville, and Joe Allison was.
Show. I remember that. I remember.
Yeah, you on a truck bed. You remember the Saturday night in Richmond when he was just doing Columbus Stockade Blues and Jim Day played the steel.
Yeah.
So I went to Price after the Friday night and said, could he sing a couple of more? I wanted to hear him. I said, I need a longer show. Yeah. So he sung Columbus Stockade Blues, and I went out and whispered, do 2 more. He looked over at Ray. He got on. He said, well, I get to do 2 more. A song I wrote, Byron Young's got it on record. I believe it's #1. I'll do it for you. Hello, Walls. Well, it was the hottest song in the nation. The people stood up after the thing. He said, well, thank you. I got another one. I'll never forget it. He said, I got another one. Claude Graves got it out, had it out. George Jones just cut it. It's on the charts, and I'll do it for you. Family Bible. He sung it. I was standing on the way. Did you know Price got mad and went downstairs?
Probably, it sounds.
You remember we had, you can't remember, we closed the curtain, had to, because Price, they come and said, Ray's gone downstairs, mad. I said, what is it, Ray? Hell, ain't what you doing to me?
Buddy, don't listen to all this stuff, man.
I said, what? The damn man's getting a stand. I said, I didn't know he wrote the songs. Yes, you did. I said, I didn't know it. I didn't know it. Well, I ain't going out there and sing after my bass player gets them 2 standing ovations. I said, you want to get paid? Well, I said, well, then you better get your ass right behind mine up them steps.
Wish Bill was here and his brother Charlie, who was also very influential in this. And one of the older fellows that's 94 years old, I thought was going to be here, was Wade Maynard. He lives in Michigan. And I called him, and he was going to come, but they've had so much snow, and he wrote me a nice letter and said he was afraid to tackle it with the weather conditions such as they are. But they had the Maple on the Hill and some of those first big hits that Patsy Stone was talking about, see. And they had these hits before. Monroe did. The Mainhurst Mountaineers, Wade Maynard, people like that. So what I was trying to do is, and Mike Seeger and Bill Clifton, who are younger fellas, but they're Carter family Christians, so to speak, you see.
Love people. He loved to watch people and
he did.
and tell jokes. And,
Mac Wiseman, I remember years back when Mac Wiseman, I know they ain't going to be able to use this, but Mac Wiseman, two women pulled up their blouse at Stumptown, West Virginia.
That's a good place for
Aunt
that.
Minnie's Farm.
And
I've
Aunt
seen it
Minnie's
there, too.
Farm, that's exactly where it was. And Mac says, well, honey, if you're going to drown those puppies there, I'll take the ones with a brown nose.
Great line. That's a great
Wasn't that a hell of a line? I could not believe it.
Max said that anyway.
Max said that on stage.
Allowed a character.
Honey, if you're gonna drown those puppies there, I'll take the ones with a brown nose. Great.
Did you know that this is the most hallowed dobro in all of country music?
Brother Oz.
This is Brother Oz's dobro. This is the dobro that started every other dobro player in country music. Uncle Josh, and all the rest of them started with listening to this dobro played by this fellow.
By the man, sitting right there. John, I want to know, as you look around this room, when we're just starting and you look around this room, your feelings about this group of people that are gathered around.
Oh, I couldn't even begin to describe the feelings about these people. I mean, they're, you know, we all share a certain kind of music and a certain language and a certain thing, and we've all been in it together, and we've been from one end of the world to the other, and we've all been together and played music and studied each other and everything.
Is it more a feeling of history as you look around, or family? Or both?
Family. History, yeah, history. But I mean, when you're with your family, you do have a feeling of history. But it's really a family feeling today.
These two low strings sound like they're pretty normal.
I don't know.
Or at least in relationship with each other.
I've never
That's
seen
something.
I've never seen nothing like it in my life. He would, man. They say. Those three chords, I don't know if I can find any more. I've never seen anything like this, but it's neat. Church in the Wildwood. That's a first for me. I've never seen anything.
It's a pretty good sized gourd, ain't it?
That's a real gourd.
Yeah. I don't believe I've ever seen one quite in that shape.
I've seen it.
Milkshake. Good for you.
I have a lot of memories of when I first heard these people, you know, on the radio, or didn't get to see them maybe for years, you know, but I can remember when Walter Bales was singing that song. I told him, I said, you know, my brother's 9 years older than me, and he had all the Bales brothers songbooks, you know, and I can remember hearing that song on the radio, and I knew it just like I'd sung it all my life, you know, when he was doing that. And I don't know, Mac Wiseman, I saw Mac. It's funny, I saw Mac on TV for the first time in Baltimore, Maryland. We used to live pretty close to Baltimore there. And I figured back, it was 1952, and he was just a kid, I guess, because I would only have been about 9, something like that, you know. And it's really something. The Louvin brothers, I remember all their songs, you know, that were famous, and it just brings back all those good memories, you know. Bill Monroe, I saw him in 1950, first time, and I have a question today for Carlton Haney, because he's a historian, you know, and I worked for Carlton, his first Bluegrass Festival. My band started with that in 1966. If it hadn't been for Carlton, I may not even be here today, you know, because he gave me work, and that's when the music was just starting to get its own identity, you know, in those years with the Bluegrass Festivals, because there was one certain place where all the Bluegrass musicians and the singers could play, you know. And before that, there was no certain place where they could play. And so what I want to ask Carlton is, I remembered I was 9 years old, and I remembered Joe Meadows, the fiddle player with Bill. I remember Bessie Lee playing bass, and I remember Joe Stewart playing banjo and comedy. He had the comedy rig on, you know. But I couldn't remember the guitar player, so I'll have to ask Carlton that today. Put him on the spot, you know. I had never met...
This is the way to do television.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Not a hurry up and wait to trap.
It really is.
Yeah,
it really
and it also dramatizes the music. Because you know, mostly music on television is not that exciting.
If a guy was going to do a bluegrass show, this is how to do it. Set the band right here in the middle and put the audience right around them, just like that. Just wrap right around them like that.
Well,
that's a great concept.
Yeah, or let the musicians also be the audience, like we have today out here.
And that's not a bad idea.
Some of the best television.
About halfway through,
some of the best television I've ever taken part in, and it's
just about halfway through this. I got to think, you know what? This is the way to do a bluegrass show on television. If a show done like this, syndicated, would win.
This could be the next format after the Grand Ole Opry. This could be the way. This could be the television format for the opera. And of course, he just caught all that. See, so. Hello in there. How are you doing?
What's your name, boy?
Here, I'll show you. Hey, come over here and I'll show you something here.
Right in here close.
Right in here. Can you see that? Can you see that okay?
What's your name, boy?
Can you see that okay? Did you see it? You have to look close now. Look close at him.
Is that a classic?